For your health now, the White House will redirect millions of dollars of unused Ebola money to prepare for the Zika virus. It's an effort to take immediate action against the virus. $589 million will be redirected. Health and Human Services says the funding is needed for detection, prevention, and response efforts. In February, the administration asked Congress for $1.9 billion in emergency supplement funding. And to talk more about the Zika virus is Dr. Cristela Hernandez with Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
On such an important topic that's making headlines again, of course. And a simple question, maybe some are not aware of, what are the symptoms of this virus?
The symptoms are fever, rash, joint pains, and red eyes. Those are the general symptoms of Zika virus. And the majority of patients, though, would have no symptoms. So only about 1 out of 5 individuals would have symptoms.
Wow. So if you are diagnosed with this virus, how long does it stay in your system?
It's known that it stays for about 8 weeks.
Wow. And
that is in blood. However, in semen, it can stay a lot longer, up to 62 days out from having symptoms.
So if you were sexually active with your spouse, you'd have to hold off for a few months.
Yes. So if women have Zika disease diagnosed, then they are advised to wait at least 8 weeks after their symptoms have begun before getting pregnant. And for men, the recommendations are that they wait at least 6 months before getting their partner pregnant.
So we know that mosquitoes are one way of transmission, but like you said, sexual contact is another way. Is there any other way that you could get this virus?
Oh, so mosquito transmission is primarily the route of transmission, and sexual transmission is the second. And the third would be a mother-to-child or vertical transmission.
Gotcha. So I want to show you this this map that we pulled up from the CDC. It was just last updated the end of March. These are travel-associated cases of the virus. Texas is actually one of the top places with the most cases. Is it still safe to travel out of the country at this point?
So the recommendations are that if a patient is pregnant, she should delay her travel to any active Zika outbreak area. And if they are considering pregnancy, then they discuss their travel plans with their physician. But looking at information like you've just shown to us is important, because the number of places that the Zika is spreading to is increasing.
Right.
And the areas that Texas and New York and Florida are at the top.
Yeah, Florida was actually #1. I believe they had over 70 cases that are all travel related. So how are local health officials preparing for this? Because a lot of people are expecting it to get worse next year.
So the primary method is information to individuals, having patients follow standard precautions of prevention, using mosquito repellent. It is safe for pregnant women to use mosquito repellent. Also, travel plans to consider whether a delay of those plans should be followed. Mosquito control programs by public health methods are also being followed.
Definitely want to get rid of any stagnant water around your home. Before we finish up, my last question to you is, there's women out there who are thinking about getting pregnant maybe at the end of this year, beginning of next year. Would you recommend for them to hold off?
Well, I think that having making that decision of pregnancy is a very personal and private one, but following the recommendations that the CDC has laid out for us, that is, if you're going out, use mosquito protection, wearing long sleeves or pants. If it's after a rain, especially in our area, and there are a lot of mosquitoes, trying to stay indoors more often. Using mosquito repellent in the proper way is also important, right. Not spraying it on your face, but spraying it on your exposed areas, on your hands, and then putting it on your face.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Hernandez, for joining us this afternoon.
You're welcome. Thank you.